Hello guys, it's Oscar here, your biggest PlayStation fanboy, doing a review of the Xbox E3 2019 presentation. Xbox and Microsoft have had such a rough ride, and as much as I view the Xbox One as my enemy, I really want to root for these guys this year because they've had such disasters. Let's kick off with the first game on the list. It's from Rare. Rare brought us Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves was kind of hit and miss. Rare are an amazing studio. Rare should be coming up with new ideas, not really putting out reskins, but this is really cool to see this game actually. It's Battletoads. It was an old school hit a long time ago. It's having a reskin. It looks like a 4-player couch co-op game, which is very interesting. Nice to see that sort of stuff. And it sort of switches between side-scrolling beat 'em up to even like crazy cyber biking, that sort of stuff. So yeah, first on the list, Battletoads reskin from Rare. Let's see, what else they can come up with. Now, another really interesting one is Double Fine. Now, Double Fine is from Tim Schafer. Tim Schafer did Monkey Island, he did Psychonauts 1, obviously, he did Broken Age, he did Grim Fandango. The man's an absolute gaming genius.
My first official day on the job.
The news that the studio has now been acquired by Microsoft with the E3 presentation is kind of a bit of a thorn in the side for me. What it means is that potentially further Double Fine games are now going to be Xbox exclusive. And you've only got to look at Sony's exclusives to realize how ahead of the game they are with that, bringing good studios on board to actually concentrate on their system. So I think it would be a very good thing for Xbox gamers. I just think we won't see any more sort of multi-platform Tim Schafer games. We may see other IPs come out on multiple platforms, but we certainly aren't going to see Psychonauts 2 come out for both systems. I don't think so. So that one's a bit of it kind of broke my heart a little bit. I love Tim's games. Grim Fandango and Day of the Tentacle are available extremely cheaply at the moment. I strongly suggest you go and look at them. They're stunning games.
Shannon, a 9-year-old boy went missing on Saturday.
So we had a Blair Witch game announced. Blair Witch 1 is one of my, and I often have this argument with friends about horror games that made an impact, or horror films rather that made an impact. Blair Witch 1, despite its sequels, some of them being a little bit weird, was one of my favourite horror films of all time, purely because of how they converted that limited budget, how they created the PR around that film at the time. If you're probably not as old as me, everyone believed that was actually a found footage film. That everyone believed it. They did this brilliant viral marketing campaign, was so ahead of its time, and people were just gutted. Some people were gutted to find out that those people didn't die in the woods in that house. So I'm welcoming a survival horror game, which is what this looks like, in the vein of the Blair Witch canon. Resident Evil 7 and VR, I mean, how the fuck is it going to beat that? That's one thing that freaks me out, is that you're going up against one of the finest horror franchises, one of the best VR headset releases, and probably, as first-person horror experiences go, you've got Outlast, and you've got Outlast's sequel, which really weren't that great, but let's see how this does. I'm semi-excited for this one, the Blair Witch game announced at the Xbox conference. Okay, so next up I've put in this Minecraft dungeon game. Now, if you know my channel, you know that I've spent 2.5 years deliberately ignoring Minecraft. It's so funny because it is a good split-screen game. It is a good couch co-op game, but for me, I just think it gets way too much attention. Do you know what I mean? I don't feel that people need to be pointed in the direction of Minecraft, for fuck's sakes. I mean, it's fucking everywhere. So, but this is a kind of little bit different. It's streamlined. It's kind of got some Diablo, some AR RPG-esque elements to it. It looks like it's going to be slightly more appealing to guys like me who don't have time to build a fucking castle out of mud and kill a pig or whatever. I'm not slating Minecraft, guys, but this is cool, and this is definitely announced as split screen, which is very awesome. And I think we're probably going to be maybe looking at 4 screens as well, which would be incredible. So yeah, I wanted to include it on the list because we need more games like this, and it looks cool, it looks fun. I will definitely give this a look if it comes out in 2020. Jesus, fingers crossed.
When you can move through worlds without waiting for screens to load, that speed, that performance is what the next generation is about.
So cue the cheesy piano riff. the cutscenes of people who don't look like they've ever touched a fucking gamepad in their lives, telling us what we want from the future in gaming. And holy crap, did Xbox get this wrong with the Kinect last time. 2013 as well was such a disastrous year for them. The new system's been announced. It's called the Johansson. Sorry, it's called the Scarlet. And, well, that's not a code name, is it? That's the actual name of the damn thing. I am again. The more powerful consoles, the better for me in this world, right? So I want to have as many high performance console platforms as possible. But I think what's going on with Microsoft is that what they want to do is they want to pull it all in to a singular, not streaming system, although that was spoken about at the event. They want to have it all in one place, and it kind of is in one place at the moment with Windows. So if you, like me, I don't own an Xbox One, but I do own a pretty decent laptop, so I'm now enjoying a lot of Xbox exclusive games through my Windows, playing through the Windows and having Xbox Live on the laptop itself. You would have seen the Sunset Overdrive video recently. It blew my fucking mind, had to have access to these games that I never had before. But I want Project Scarlet to work. Let's just hope it does.
Looks like the main power cells are fried.
Looks like the main power cells are fried. Yeah, it fucking does it all, mate. What with Broad Bungie and what is it now? Studio 343 or 434? It escapes me. But I'm going to say my piece now on Halo. And Halo 3 was such an amazing game. Even Reach was good. Even ODST, or whatever the hell it was called, was good. I played Halo 4 on my Xbox 360 and just haven't looked back since at the franchise with any sort of fond memories other than Halo 3. Halo 3 was a phenomenon. It swept across the whole platform. Everybody I knew was into that game. The team deathmatch on that game, on putting on a private lobby, selecting your maps, selecting the variables, and playing that game till the small hours, I never ever got bored of. And it had an amazing campaign in it as well, which was so good on co-op. The guys at Microsoft have never got that magic back. I really don't think they have. And of course, Halo Infinite's next on my list. They have another opportunity again to make sure they hit the target here. They've not got the same studio behind the helm, and I think that may be key to the problem here, that you're just, it's the people in the background that cause these games to hit or miss. I don't think the last Halo on the Xbox One completely missed the mark at all. I just don't think it hyped as much as Halo 3, and I think maybe Halo 3 was a victim of the time, because we just had the Xbox 360. It was feeling its feet with its visuals. It was getting to know the system. After Halo 2, the jump in graphics and the online capabilities, and Xbox Live was then getting into its swing. I think it all came together. The only thing that killed Halo 3 was Call of Duty 4. And those two games are right next to each other, in my opinion. They are chronologically, and they are in regards to how much I was into competitive online play, PvP, all that sort of stuff. I've never been into PvP as much since. Like the new Call of Duty Black Ops, I tried, So Halo Infinite. Let's make sure this is really good, guys, because I want to get back in. I want to love Halo again. I think everybody does. George R.R. Martin, I had to Google him. I'm getting old, I know, but as soon as I saw his picture on Google, the penny dropped, and I was like, it's that fucking Game of Thrones lummock. I was like, no, God, I thought it was going to be like a really good horror writer, or imagine Stephen King getting involved in it. But anyway, this is from Software. Miyazaki is tying in with George R.R. and they're coming up with a new Souls clone. I don't know. We don't know. This is a mysterious one. There's a lot of like reds in the trailer. It's obviously set in a Dark Souls universe as opposed to going towards the Bloodborne or Sekiro direction. But it's a really hefty announcement. It's high on this list because you know how much of a From Software fanboy I am, and I don't know. This George guy probably what's he going to put some incest into the storyline? I don't know what he's going to inject into this. I personally couldn't give a shit about Game of Thrones. I mean, you guys might think, well, unnotification. I might get demonetized. I'm going to get demonetized this video anyway. But yeah, I'm not a big Game of Thrones fan because I've got The Witcher. That's a stupid joke. Because I haven't got into a super series since Lost, and that's a whole nother video. And my mate Teddy, he knows what I'm talking about. You don't get as good as Lost, and you know that's just another rant. That's another rant for another time. This is very exciting. So it's going to be huge, I think. The Elden Ring, and it's going to be an Xbox exclusive by the looks of it. So we don't know. Let's see. Yes, of course, what with The Witcher foreshadowing joke, you must have well known that I was going to firmly put Cyberpunk on top of this list, and this trailer is I could have watched this all day. Some films don't look this good. It was mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing to see his moves with his hands and those blades coming out, how well written this game's going to be. It's not just going to be a visual fest, it's not just going to have some amazing gameplay mechanics in it, like a lot of CD Projekt's titles do have, but also, like a lot of their titles, it looks rich with story, rich with lore, rich with amazing writing and characters. It's just so damn cool, and we see a bit more of that car, that taxi car that pulled up. We see a bit more of the story with the chip and how he's sort of fucked over by his mates, and oh man, and I cannot believe Microsoft did not put this at the end of the conference. This was not at the end of the conference. I would have ended on this massive high, I just would have done, and it was so amazing, so much bro love to see our man Keanu turn up at the end. Man, that guy's on a roll. I don't know if you've seen the memes of him walking. Nick's pointed them out to me. A bit of music with Keanu walking just goes such a long way. But this was a stand up and applaud moment. Should have been at the end of the conference. CD Projekt Red are going to deliver. It's going to be the best game in years. I shit you not, in years. So see you down there.